everyone, I'm Digangana Chanda and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's topic of discussion, we'll be delving into gender stereotypes and media, especially advertisements. Let's start from the very basics here. What are gender stereotypes? Gender stereotypes refer to the practice of ascribing specific traits, behaviors, and roles to individuals based on their gender. These stereotypes often dictate what is considered appropriate behavior for men and women. These stereotypes often dictate what is considered appropriate by reinforcing societal expectations on these individuals, which can often create these very fixed and limiting expectations about how they should behave, think, act, or even look.
For example, men are often stereotyped as strong, assertive, and dominant. They're expected to be leaders, protectors of the household, or breadwinners. Women, on the other hand, are often stereotyped as nurturing figures who are emotional and submissive, expected to focus on caregiving, raising children, focusing on their beauty, or domestic roles. These stereotypes can often be so harmful not only because they reduce people to such simplistic roles and can restrict their opportunities, but also they reinforce inequalities in various aspects of life, including work, education, and personal relationships. In media, these stereotypes are often perpetuated through repetitive portrayals which can shape the public perception and societal norms. Gender stereotypes have been prevalent since the very early days of print media, where women were often depicted in domestic roles, while men were shown as leaders or breadwinners. Classic films frequently portrayed women as mere damsels in distress, romantic interests, or homemakers, while men were heroes, detectives, or soldiers. TV shows reinforced patriarchal traditional gender roles, with women often cast as the devoted housewives and men as the head of the household.
So, while some progress was made in depicting women in professional roles, many shows and advertisements continue to rely on very stereotypical portrayals, imposing misogynistic ideas upon the present generation. A kind of veiled sexism is often disguised in ways that gender stereotypes and biases are propagated even in a time when overt sexism is not really tolerated. I mean, we don't actively think about it when we look at ads and advertisements. These stereotypes can be just as harmful as overt sexism, however, because they reinforce traditional gender norms and expectations in more insidious ways. Women are often presented in advertisements as objects of desire with an emphasis on physical appearance and sexual attractiveness, which completely diminishes her autonomy as an individual. Even when women are shown in professional or empowering roles, these traits like attractiveness and their ability to portray themselves like that of a man is often the focus of those advertisements.
So, in broader generalized terms, in media, individuals can be placed into two distinct, non-overlapping categories based on their gender: the domestic goddess and the macho man. The domestic goddess trope in advertisements portrays women as these idealized homemakers who effortlessly manage household duties while maintaining a perfect appearance and demeanor. This trope glorifies traditional gender roles by depicting women as naturally suited to and fulfilled by domestic tasks such as cooking, cleaning, and caring for the family. The woman is often shown performing household chores with ease and joy, never appearing stressed, tired, or overwhelmed, as if she manages to balance all these tasks flawlessly, presenting an unrealistic standard of domestic life. The trope implies that women derive their primary satisfaction and identity from managing the home and family. The domestic goddess is portrayed as content and happy, implying that a woman's fulfillment comes only from excelling in these traditional roles. By consistently associating women with domestic duties, this trope reinforces the stereotype that women are naturally suited for and should rather aspire to excel in homemaking, while men are rarely shown in these roles. Advertisements for baby products often depict the women as this epitome of maternal care. She is shown as deeply nurturing, always knowing exactly what her baby needs, as if anyone truly knows what babies need, and expertly using products to ensure her baby's happiness and health. This idealization suggests that being a perfect mother is an intrinsic part of being a woman. Ads for food products frequently show women preparing meals for their families, highlighting the joy that they supposedly find in cooking and the appreciation they receive from their loved ones as their only sense of self-worth. By constantly associating women with domestic duties and motherhood, this trope continues to reinforce the stereotype that women will only excel by being tied to the domestic sphere, and men are destined to make their name in the outside world by being these natural born leaders. Next, we come to the macho man trope in advertisements, which is a trope that portrays men as hypermasculine, tough, and dominant, emphasizing conventionally accepted ideas of what it means to be, a real man. This trope is often used to market products by appealing to men's desire to embody strength, power, and control. The actual alpha wolf. The macho man is often portrayed in roles that require leadership, whether as a boss, a hero, or an adventurer. He's decisive, authoritative, and takes charge of situations, which aligns with traditional views of masculinity. In advertisements, this character often exerts control over his surroundings, whether it's driving a powerful car, using tools, or conquering challenges in nature. The underlying message is that a real man controls his environment and does not back down from challenges. The macho man is typically depicted as physically strong with a muscular build that suggests power and dominance. This is often highlighted in ads for products like deodorants, body sprays, or fitness equipment. This trope often includes an element of sexual dominance where the macho man is shown as highly attractive to women, reinforcing the idea that being physically strong and dominant makes a man desirable. In many cases, women are depicted as these prized possessions or accessories to the macho man rather than their own individuals with their agency and free will, normalizing the objectification of women. Advertisements that propagate gender stereotypes, particularly those promoting unrealistic body images, contribute significantly to insecurities among both men and women. These ads often promote an unattainable standard of beauty and masculinity, leading to various psychological and physical issues. Diet programs often feature extremely thin, toned women as the ideal body type, suggesting that thinness equates to beauty, success, and happiness. This harmful idea can lead to body dysmorphia, where women perceive their bodies inaccurately and feel compelled to lose weight, even at the cost of their own health. Men are not immune to these pressures as well. Ads for protein powders and fitness supplements often feature hypermuscular men, promoting the idea that a muscular body is the pinnacle of masculinity. This can create pressure for men to pursue extreme workout routines or use supplements to achieve an unrealistic body, leading to body dysmorphia and anxiety about their appearance. These ads also target anything less than a muscular physique as a sign of weakness and failure, which can contribute to low self-esteem and a sense of inadequacy among men who do not or cannot conform to this body type. Fairness creams are often marketed to women with the message that lighter skin is more attractive and socially desirable. This not only reinforces the colonial fascination with lighter complexion, leading to colorism, but can also lead to feelings of isolation and anxiety about themselves among women with darker skin tones. The pursuit of lighter skin can result in unhealthy practices such as excessive use of skin lightening products, which can have harmful physical and psychological effects. The pressures to conform to the ideal body type presented in advertisements can also lead to a mental health crisis, contributing to eating disorders like anorexia, bulimia, or binge eating disorder. The constant exposure to these unrealistic body standards makes individuals, particularly women, feel as though they must constantly diet or control their food intake to fit these conventional beauty ideals. Similarly, the emphasis on muscularity in men can lead to specific type of eating disorder known as muscular dysmorphia, where men become obsessed with gaining muscle and may engage in unhealthy behaviors such as using steroids or overtraining. Advertisements often create a culture of comparison where individuals measure their worth against the impossible standards presented in media. But all of this almost feels normalized to us as adults, doesn't it? Since we have been raised from our childhood feeding onto these constructed ideas of gender by the very society we are born into and are part of. Simone de Beauvoir's very famous quote, "One is not born but rather becomes a woman," encapsulates this idea that gender is not an innate quality but rather a social construct shaped by cultural and societal expectation. This very idea that one becomes a woman through societal influence is mirrored in how advertisements perpetuate this very rigid and systematic gender norm. They are very powerful tools that shape our understanding of what it means to be a man or a woman by reinforcing these early lessons learned through very gender specific behaviors like gender specific color coding and toy marketing. The commonly accepted practice of dressing girls in pink and boys in blue is one of the earliest ways gender is imposed on children. This seemingly benign practice reinforces the idea that certain colors are inherently feminine or masculine, limiting children's expression and reinforcing gender binaries from birth itself. By associating colors with specific genders, society subtly communicates expectations. Pink symbolizes softness, sweetness, and delicacy for girls, while blue suggests strength, calmness, and reliability for boys. This early conditioning sets the stage for children to internalize and conform to these gender norms as they grow. Advertisement for toys often play a significant role in shaping gender identities. Dolls are marketed almost exclusively to girls, promoting nurturing, caregiving roles and emphasizing appearance and domesticity. On the other hand, cars, action figures, and building sets are marketed to boys, encouraging traits like aggression, competitiveness, and problem solving. These toys are not just playthings but tools that socialize children into specific gender roles. Girls are encouraged to emulate traditional feminine roles such as being mothers or homemakers, while boys are pushed towards roles that emphasize power, action, and control. This dichotomy reinforces the notion that men and women should occupy different spheres in life. Now, let us dive beyond the gender binary. We already know how advertisements harm both men and women, adults and children by propagating their backwards gendered stereotypes. However, they also extend their reach to profit off of the LGBTQIA community in ways that are often superficial and exploitative for capitalistic gains, raising important concerns about the authenticity and ethicality of such marketing practices. Many brands engage in something called rainbow washing, where they slap a rainbow flag on products during the Pride month of June to appear supportive to the LGBTQIA+ community. However, this often lacks any real commitment to the struggles or rights of the community. These products are designed more to capitalize on the community's buying power than to offer any kind of genuine support or acknowledgement for their experiences. These ads and products rarely represent the diversity and complexity within the LGBTQIA+ community. Instead, they often rely on tokenism, using stereotypical depictions that fail to capture the full spectrum of gender identities and sexual orientations. This can perpetuate narrow views of what it means to be part of the LGBTQIA community. This brings us to pink capitalism, which is the way corporations target the LGBTQIA+ community to boost profits, especially during Pride events. While they may market products as supportive of LGBTQIA pride, the underlying motive is often profit rather than any genuine allyship. This can often feel exploitative as it reduces the fight for rights and recognition to mere marketing tactics. Ads that focus solely on selling products to the LGBTQIA+ community ignore the ongoing struggles for equality and justice that many in the community face. This disconnect can create a sense of alienation as the community sees their identities commodified but not truly understood or respected. So, by now that you know all of the gender stereotypes that revolves around advertising and media, you might be wondering, what is the answer? How do we move ahead? The answer lies in the urgent need for diverse and inclusive representation in media and advertising, breaking away from rigid gender norms through powerful and authentic expressions of identity. Media should strive to reflect the true diversity of the world with a wide range of identities and experiences. What this means is moving beyond tokenism to include meaningful, complex portrayals of people from all walks of life. By representing a broader spectrum of identities, media can help normalize diversity and challenge the idea that only certain types of people are worthy of visibility and respect. It is crucial for them to recognize the intersectionality of identities, how race, gender, sexuality interact to shape individual experiences. Advertisements and media should highlight the varied and intersecting identities within communities, showing that no single narrative can capture the entirety of a group's experience. Advertisements have to strive to break away from traditional gender norms. Media and advertisements need to challenge the stereotypes that have long confined individuals to narrow roles. This includes rejecting the idea that certain colors, behaviors, or interests are inherently masculine or feminine, and instead celebrating the fluidity of gender expression. Media has the power to give voice to those who have been historically marginalized. By creating spaces where these communities can tell their stories on their own terms, media can help individuals reclaim their agency. This means allowing people to define themselves rather than being defined by stereotypes or external expectations. So, what we have learned so far is for media to truly empower, representation must be authentic and not just another marketing ploy. This can only be made possible through consulting with and involving members of unrepresented communities in the creation process, ensuring that their voices are actually heard and accurately portrayed. Media can actually play such a crucial role in deconstructing the rigid biases and binaries that have long defined gender and sexuality. By showcasing non-binary, genderqueer, and other diverse identities, media can help dismantle the simplistic male-female, straight-gay dichotomies, creating a more inclusive and empathetic space, not only that can accommodate but boldly celebrate every fabric of human identity. With this, we have finally come to the end of our video. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up if you liked our video. Share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more such topics. This is Digangana signing off. More power to all of you.